Well, hello everybody and welcome. So let's get started. Talk to your Mac 2 is our topic for today on Go for Lunch for May 14th, 2024. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm glad to be your host. I'm Roger Harmon, and our goal is to make your technology work for you. Today is Underground America Day. Now, what the heck does that mean? Well, it is a tribute to earth-sheltered homes. So here's an example of a earth-sheltered home in Bisbee, Arizona. It was originally a cave that was remodeled and is looking pretty good here in the living room. And here is their beautiful kitchen. Their light gathering room here, which is probably facing south, so it can get solar gain, passive solar gain into the tile floor. In the bathroom, actually the hot tub is powered by a natural hot spring, which is something that a lot of underground houses probably wouldn't be able to do. And then here is the master suite and the dining room. So having a underground or a earth sheltered house has been one of my dreams. Not sure it'll ever be realized, but that's why Underground America Day struck a chord with me. So this is about talking to your Mac. Now, on April 30th, we started this series with dictation, and we're featuring new features. And it's also good to know that if you have an Apple Silicon Mac, which would be an M1 or higher M series chip, that the processes are done mostly on the Mac locally, so they run faster than they would on an older Intel machine. So this is turning out to be the first of a 5-part series. Originally it was a 3-part series, but it keeps growing. So we talked about dictation. Today we're talking about voice control. And then we're going to talk about Siri and how to have your Mac talk to you, and then relate to how all of this will work on your iPhone and your iPad as we finish up this series. So voice control is a feature built into your Mac, so you already have it. So to activate it, you would go to System Settings, Accessibility, and then down to Voice Control. Then you would slide the little switch on to the right of the word Voice Control. Then the icon is going to appear in your menu bar that looks approximately like this. When it has the blue background, the voice control is on. When it's off, it has a diagonal line through it showing that it's off. You also can select different languages. You can select which microphone you're going to use, and of course the microphone is key in any kind of voice control or dictation. So the closer it is to your mouth, the better off it's going to be. I like to use a ear-mounted microphone because it's right here next to my mouth. You can also use an inexpensive lavalier microphone. These are less than $20 on Amazon. And that will make your voice control work better. So another choice you have in the settings is the overlay. So you can have that off by choosing none. You can have item numbers, item names, or a numbered grid. And we'll show you a little bit about how that works. That is mostly for people that can't control the mouse. And then there's a switch for having the overlay fade when it's inactive. So Apple has provided a very extensive voice control guide right there in the settings. This is it. And there are 4 parts to this, and we will go through all 4 of these parts so you can understand how to use voice control. So you have commands, you have vocabulary, and you can add special words or phrases to that vocabulary. One way to do it is to have those vocabulary words on a separate line in a text file, and then you import that text file into the voice commands. You can also create custom commands if there's something you want the Mac to do that they haven't already thought of, and they have an extensive list already. So probably you're going to find it there, but if you don't, you can create a custom command. So the more you use voice control or dictation, the better it becomes at understanding your voice. So you train your dictation engine by simply using it. So practice makes perfect. So let's go in and demonstrate the things that we're talking about here. So we're going to go to Settings. And there we are. So we're going to, when I open my settings, I don't know if everybody gets this, but it opens automatically on Appearance. So we want to go to Accessibility, and then we want to go over here to Motor and click on Voice Control. Okay, so you can see I have voice control turned on. You just simply click this little switch here, and when it is blue, then it is operational. So you notice here all these little numbers appeared, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first we have language, and actually we're going to turn those off so we can turn them on again. So we can select different languages. We can add a language. So we're on United States, but we have 5 different versions of English and several different versions of Mandarin Chinese and German. So you can select different languages. You can also show hints, which we'll highlight as we go on. You can also play a sound when a command is recognized. Now that might be good for when you're starting out, but I'm guessing that if you start to use it regularly, that would be a kind of a pain. So here's the overlay. So we turned off the overlay. So the choices on overlays are numbers, and you can see the little numbers appeared there. So if I would choose number 2, so I'm looking to see my voice control is on. So if I said 2, okay, so there they are. And then we have the guide. So all I have to do is say the number next to the button, and it will activate that button. 65. 65. So here we have Murphy's Law of demonstrations. And we're going to try it one more time. 3rd time's a charm. 65. Okay, so here is our guide. So we're going to go through it and see if it's going to work for us. 48. 48. So we have the correct microphone selected here. So I'm just going to go back here and reselect the microphone and see if that makes a difference. 65. 48. Okay, so this worked in rehearsal. I'm going to try one more little troubleshooting technique here, and I'm going to turn it off. Wait a few seconds. Turn it back on. 65. $48. Okay, so the item numbers are not working, so I'm just going to turn them off. So here is a step-by-step tutorial on how to use different features of voice control. Show numbers. Show numbers. Show numbers. Okay, so that's not working. So the way it would work is a number would show up here. Next to the button, we would say is that number, and it would click that button. Scroll down. Scroll down. Okay, so I don't know why this is not working. So I'm going to try one other thing here. I'm going to quit System Settings and reopen System Settings. And go back to Accessibility. Turn on Voice Control. And show item numbers. Scroll down. Scroll up. 47. Scroll down. So I see we have a question here, so let's talk about that, why we're here. So the question is, what do the numbers mean? They're just numbers that are assigned to each function on the screen. So when you say the number next to the button, then it activates that button. And Gretchen says, okay, so you have an iMac, I think. So it would, it could use your internal microphone. So that would be okay. Okay, so we're going to go back here. Scroll down. 49. So that should have activated this arrow right here to go to the next page. Stop listening. Okay, so that worked. So you can see this is the symbol, the slash diagonally through the icon in the menu bar that turns off listening. Start listening. Start listening. 48. Okay, so that ends that introduction. So now you can see in the upper left-hand corner, there's a number next to the little red dot. If I say that number, it should close the window. 43. Okay. 65. 49. Hello, comma, new line. How are you? Question mark. Now, if I keep talking, okay, so it's not going to type what I'm talking now, which is fine. So you can see what happened here is we were able to dictate words, punctuation, and create a new line. 49. Party popper emoji. Undo that. Redo that. 49. Move up 2 lines. Move right 3 words. Move left 4 characters. Move down. Move to end. 49. Select previous 3 words. Unselect that. Select next 4 characters. Select all. 49. Select beautiful. Extend selection back 3 words. Extend selection 2 sentences. 49. Select previous 3 words. Delete that. Oh, okay. Thank you, Susan. And Bob. Okay, so apparently what I'm saying is working on Gretchen's and Susan's computer, which is interesting. But you are not seeing the numbers on your screen. So let me try something else here. Let's go to the Finder. Okay, let me know if you see the numbers now. Looks like you can see them now. 49. 43. 65. 50. Correct elephant. 1. Insert cool before animals. Replace cool with awesome. 49. Italicize very. Bold big. Underline cabinet. Command Z key. Select previous 5 words. Delete that. Underline cabinet. $49. Okay, 43. 43. So to answer Susan's question, can you use words instead of numbers? Yes. Voice control guide. Now you see up here are the suggestions. Open voice control guide. Scroll down. Navigation. Open navigation. Navigation. Okay, it is not cooperating, so we will click here on navigation. Show grid. So hopefully you can see that. Yes, you can. So this puts a grid across the entire screen so that you could isolate something on the screen and deal with that. So that would be an extreme case of voice control. 44. Close grid. Okay, that didn't work. Open notes. Quit notes. So you can see you can use it to open and close applications. Next page. Next page. Okay, that didn't work. Press escape key. Press delete key. Press delete key. Press return key. Next page. Next page. Press Shift 1 key. Press Command Z key. So you have to get the exact command for these things to work. Next page. For some reason it doesn't like next page. Okay, we have completed the voice control guide. Close. Close. So I'm going to turn off item names here in the voice control settings. And I'm going to tell voice control to stop listening. And we will go back to your questions here in just a moment. Please do me a favor and share the GoFor Gazette with Apple users. Give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe so you can be notified when we go live, and press that little bell. And I'd like to know if you are using what you learned on April 30th about using dictation on your Mac, so let us know in the comments. And iOS 17.5 plus a bunch of other operating system updates have been published as of yesterday. So as always, we recommend not jumping in immediately in case there's some bugs, but wait a week if you have automatic updates turned off to see if there's any issues, and then do the update. So let us look and see what you have to say. Oh, letting me know that you could see everything, and the demonstration. I don't know why I hadn't tried to use words instead of numbers when I was practicing this. I just used the numbers, and that seemed to work fine when I was practicing, but as you could tell, it didn't cooperate every time in our live presentation here. So like any other program, if it's not working, one of the first things you want to do is to quit the program and relaunch it. And many times that will fix any issues that you're having. So hopefully you got a taste of voice control. You can show the commands in any app that you're in. So if we go to back to the Finder and we launch Notes. So there's Notes. And then I turn on voice control by saying, start listening. Start listening. Show commands. And there they are. So you can see there are a bunch of commands here. A whole bunch. They have them broken down in categories. And there is a search bar. Well, there's not a search bar here, but when you do the commands from inside the settings. I'll move this out of the way. So if you do commands, we'll just close this commands window because we're going to get another commands window. So you can see here, if you open the commands window from the voice control settings, you do get a search bar. So you can search for anything you want. Of course, now it's listening to me and typing whatever I say. Show commands. Stop listening. Okay, so you can see how that worked. So for the search, you go to commands in the settings, but if you just want to list, you can say show commands in any app, and it will pop up this window right here. So obviously there's a lot to voice commands. Apple has done a great job of putting in this whole system at no extra charge, and it will possibly benefit you. Susan has a question. I thought waiting for updates was only for the main updates, i.e. iOS 18. No. The bugs can appear in any incremental update. Unfortunately, we've had those incremental updates where such things have happened as your phone wouldn't work on your iPhone. So anytime they do an update, they can, in fact, break things that for some reason in the beta testing don't come to light. And we find out the hard way when we adopt those updates before checking to see if anybody is having problems. So any update, you should be cautious about updating immediately, because with the younger people, as software developers, as I have said before, they tend not to have the big picture as the older engineers who have either been promoted or retired had, where they take into account what they're doing, how it affects what other people are doing. So unfortunately, that doesn't come out until the public release, and then people have issues. So be cautious and don't update immediately if you can help it. So if you have any other questions after we finish here, you can call me or email me, and that information is coming up soon. So have a great rest of your day. We will see you next week at high noon for another Go for Lunch. Take care.